All righty. Let's see who we got. Hey, Trinita.
Hello.
Okay, so I can see you now. So,
Okay.
okay, cool. So I'm not sure if I can tell who's in here and who's not, but thank you so much for going live with me and having this conversation. Um, and so now it's sending it. I'm looking at my other one. It's sending it to people.
Okay.
Know that I'm live. Cool. And how was your day?
My day was great. It was fantastic. For a Monday, it was really good. How about yours?
It was good. It was good. It was good. Hey, Nicola. I see Nicola's in.
Hey,
Hello.
Nicola.
So for anybody that's just joining, and I think it's only like us three for now. Hold on. Good, because I can like fix my hair and everything. I know Nicola's like screaming as she's working out in the gym and whatnot. Thanks. Thanks, sis, for the support. Let's see. So then I need to figure out also like how to record
Okay.
or save after. I think I don't have to save.
Hey, Nicola.
I don't have to save. I think I do have to. No, no, no. I don't have to record. I think I just do have to save.
Okay. And then you can
Okay.
see if you want to edit stuff in the front. Oh, love that. Love
Okay.
that. Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. Well, let me know when you're ready.
So you know what? Let's just get
Okay.
started. Thank you so much. Those who may be joining, I just want to say thanks so much for joining me live. This is my first time ever going live. I got a lot of stuff going on, and some of my coaches, some of my sister friends like Trinita, like Nicola, who's on the call, have been saying you need to go live and share with people, what's going on, what you're doing, introduce yourself. So that's what I'm here to do. Imperfect as it may be, I am here on this Monday evening. So first of all, I just want to introduce my good friend, Trinita Carlton, who is a leadership and career coach. And she's here to help me have this conversation today. So, Trinita, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So my name is Trinita Carlson, as she said. I'm a leadership, career, and agility coach. I'm based out of North Carolina. And it is my pleasure to walk along primarily female leaders who are mid-career in transitioning between becoming an individual contributor to what I call managing leaders and navigating those spaces and their leadership presence, their how do they get their staff to buy into their vision and their direction, helping them go from being executors to strategy developers. And so that is my work in this space. But today is not about me. It is all about Christina Lewis and the great work that she is doing in the Bay Area. And so, Christina, just to get us started, why don't you tell the people a little bit more about the CG Lewis, who she is, and how you got here. So if you'll just share with everybody a little bit more about you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trinita. So, my name's Christina Lewis. My pen name is CG Lewis, and I have been in corporate working in finance leadership roles for the last 10 to 20 years. I say 10, but really it's been 20. Let's be real. Let me be transparent here live about my age. But yeah, so for the last years, I'll say, I've been working in accounting and finance leadership roles. I've spent a majority of that time in corporate and Fortune 100 companies doing this work. And along the way, I've done a lot of leadership. I have also done a lot of mentoring, a lot of coaching people. And I realize, there's just a need among women, especially women that are leaders. We don't just need recognition, but sometimes we just need a break. Sometimes we just need a hand. Sometimes we just need someone to say, I got you, girl, right? And so, as I've been over the last several years, what I've done is whenever I do talks or speaking engagements, I take that information, I've been distilling it down into books and tools and things. And at this point, after the last few events that I've been at, people are saying, hey, we need to get together. I would love to see some sort of community where we can come together. And that's what the Intentional Woman is about. The Intentional Woman retreat series is about bringing women together and helping them learn how to be intentional, how to live life on purpose. Also, taking a break when it's needed. It's just about supporting women who are leaders, and that's leader in corporate, leader in the community, nonprofit, in your families. You know, we do it all, right? And so that's what this Intentional Woman community is about.
You know, I think that's really great that you've been able to sense a need for women in leadership and then provide a community, as you say, but also fulfill that need with a solution. And I remember us having this conversation probably a couple of years ago where you talked about the transition from setting goals, at the beginning of the year, we make New Year's resolutions, we have goals, and we're making a plan, to saying, no, Trinita, I don't just set a plan, or I don't just set these goals. I set intentions. So can you talk a little bit to people who may be joining about what you wish you had known when you were younger about setting and having a very intentional life and having intentional living?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I was, you grow up, people tell you, what to do to be successful, set your goals, execute against those goals, do it all again, right?
Mhm.
Wash, rinse, repeat. And what I wish I'd known was, if you want to have a more fulfilling life and more success, you really need to start focus on being intentional. And so that's not just do this, get this done, check a box. It's like really understanding, what are my values, what do I want in life, and deciding exactly how you want to participate in your life. And
Mm.
there you can say, okay, this is how I want to participate. This is what I want to experience. From there, you can cast your vision, set the goals and everything, but you got to start with your intentions. We always talk about being purposeful and things, but you really want to start with, what do you want? How do you want to participate every day?
Yeah, I love the way your choice of language there. How do you want to participate in your life, right? Not just allowing things to happen to you, but how do you want to show up? How do you want to participate? I love that. I'm gonna write that down. That's a C.G. Lewis quotable, so you all note that one. And you've talked a little bit about earlier about being able to take a break and giving yourself permission, even if you're a high achiever, even if you're a woman of purpose, and that you're doing all these things in workspaces, at home, and in community, that it's okay to take a break.
Yeah.
What would you want people to know about self-care? Because we hear a lot about massages, facials, pedicures, manicures, those kinds of body work things, but talk more about what your vision and what your thoughts are about self-care.
Real self-care is making sure you have what you need for the next day, right? We always talk about, because once you go to the spa, once you go on that good island vacation, you still come back to life, right?
Right.
It's
Hmm.
about have what you need to move on. What does that mean? That means regular rest incorporated into your day. That means real boundaries built into your life, not just this thing you do at the beginning of the year. You see people post things on Instagram and they're like, I'm cutting people off, I'm setting boundaries, and there's a lot of this going on, the grabbing of the air and stuff. I'm going to be honest, that has been me at times as well. But what you really want to do is make sure that you're building a life that sustains the life that you want. And what let me tell you what I mean. So for example, it's one thing to say, hey, I'm gonna go to the spa once a month, but what are your sleeping habits like? you know
Right.
um
Mhm.
you just got a new job. Did you get the training and development you needed? Did you build in time to rest? Did you build in time to focus on that training? Did you build in time to understand? It's building that stuff in so that you're empowering yourself for
Right.
the life that
Yeah, I love that. Again, I made the light joke about, self-care being manicures and pedicures and massages, but it really is, how do you care for yourself for that's sustainable without going outside? How do you take care of you? So that's really powerful. So we know that coming right around the corner in about 4 days, 4 or 5 days, we have the very first Intentional Woman Retreat. And we are so excited to have this being launched. Thank you, Mr. Sneed, for that. We're
you
excited about.
cousin. Hey, cuz. That's Miss Trinita.
So we're excited about that. So tell the people what they can expect from the Intentional Woman Retreats. And before you do, if I may, if you don't know Christina Lewis personally, she is a woman that really believes in a wonderful, top-notch, top-tier experience. And so, as a sister friend of mine, a mentor of mine, a coach of mine, what she does for us is she creates these amazing experiences. So you're in for a treat. I know she's going to give you the details, but just know that the experience that you get from this will be top tier. So now go ahead, share the details
So
of the Intentional Women Retreats.
the Intentional Woman Retreats is a series. And the whole point is to create a luxury day, like a one-day escape for women who are leaders at home, in the community, at work, to be able to come and focus on what they need to focus on, to reconnect with themselves, to rejuvenate mind, body, spirit, all those things. And it's in different locations. So for this first one that we're hosting on Saturday, it's really a preview retreat. It's our beta. It's like, this is what's coming, right? So I'm going to talk about this. I'll talk about all four, and then I'll talk about the first one. The first one that we're hosting, our beta event, which we're super excited about this Saturday, is called the Renewal Experience. The whole focus is on self-care. The second one that we're going to host in October is going to be, and that one is in San Jose, California. The second one that's coming up in October is in Santa Cruz, California. And that one is called the Authentic Power Experience. It is about walking in your authentic power, understanding not just your brand from a work perspective, but just a life perspective. The third one is the Wellness Experience. That's in, my mind just went blank. That's in Palm Springs, and that is next April, and that is about mental health, physical health. And then the last one, the Legacy Experience, which we are aiming for Maui to have that one in October 2025, is all about building wealth and financial security for your generation and beyond. So as we kick off this first one about self-care, what we're creating these intimate experiences, these intimate like getaways for women to be able to come. So when they arrive, they'll be greeted. Someone will escort them in. They'll get their champagne for lunch. You know, everybody. I'm from the South, y'all, so I like to feed people. So everybody's always going to eat and drink well, right? Be comfortable.
Love that. Love that.
One is going to, you know, you're going to join in. We're going to start with some talk around intentions. We're going to help each individual person build their own intentions, set their intentions, build a plan so that they can live with those intentions, get them set up with some one-on-one individual coaching. While they're there, they will also have, they will also get free headshots. We have a photographer that's coming in, and he's agreed to do that for all of our participants. And so however you want those headshots to look, just come dressed like that, right? And then in addition to that, we have our very own Kat Carroll of Cat Care. She is a certified therapist, coach, social worker. She's done everything. So currently what Kat does is she does these self-care retreats. And so she's coming to give us a bit of that experience. So half of the day will be Kat teaching us how to integrate that into our lives in a way that is healthy for us, in a way that's realistic. Sometimes we have these goals and we're like, we're going to do all these things, but it doesn't really fit in our lives. And so she's going to teach us that. We're going to end with some art therapy, and then we'll have a very nice wine and food reception at the end. So we're really looking forward to it. Everyone's going to leave with the workbook, with some additional books. We have an excellent swag bag. I believe is estimated at like $250 value. And then after the retreat, the big thing is that everybody that joins is going to be able to get first access into the Intentional Woman community and society that we're building. And then they'll have access to the next retreat as well. So lots coming. You know, I like to jam pack everything with lots of benefits. People are like, hey, you're doing this only for, you know, a little bit of money. But, you know, I really believe in creating this community. I really believe in creating this space for women to really be able to live that life and know that it's possible.
That's powerful. So we do have a question from Nick Dest, and it says, "I love this. Thank you. You keep mentioning intentions, but how is that different from goals?"
That's a great question. Thanks, Nicola, for that. So when you talk about intentions, like I said, intentions is how you want to participate in your life. A goal is something that you want to do. So a goal is something that's one and done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of my goals is I want to visit New Zealand, right? That's been a goal for a while. Once I go to New Zealand, I have accomplished that goal. My intention is I want to live a life of travel. And so that's how I plan to interact or participate in my life, is build a life that supports a life of travel for Christina. So that's something that's ongoing. One of my other intentions, and I'll just go ahead and be transparent here on my first live ever, I'm telling everything, right? One of my own intentions is to protect my heart and my energy, right? And so I get that from Proverbs 4:23 that says, guard your heart with all, with everything, because out of it flows the issues of life. And so I believe in protecting my energy. And so what that means is, as I build my life, as I'm working on boundaries, or whatever you want to call it, it is in such a way that makes sure that my energy is protected, because that's how I choose to participate in my life. I hope I answered that question. There's more about that in a couple of books that I have, but you can also learn about that at the retreat in the society. Got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Love that. Yeah, that was a great answer to that question. So is there anything, I know we were only going to be on here for a short period of time. If anybody else has any other questions, certainly can drop that in here. I see that we have a couple of gentlemen in here, and we welcome you. We welcome you to also sow into the lives of the women that are in your lives, whether they're your wives, your partner, your sister, your daughters, to encourage them to come and get this information for themselves. But is there anything that you wanted to leave with the people that are on the live or that will watch this later about the Intentional Women Retreats, about intention setting and living that intentional life before we close?
All I want to say is that I'm really looking forward to continuing to engage with people. I've been engaging with a lot of people, especially over the past couple of months as some of my books have been released, and as I've done some events. I'm really looking forward to it. I just want to encourage everybody, men and women, because I know there's men on here, is that when I say you choose how you participate in your life, you do make that choice. You have that choice, and it's up to you to make that choice a very powerful choice. And we have that within us. So it's nothing that's impossible. It's all in us. I give the example of like an acorn. Like when you have an acorn, you have everything you need. That has everything it needs in it to be that tree. It's just about the soil that it's in, the water that's there, the environment that it's in terms of how it grows. It's the same thing with intentions. We have it in us, and we can make it powerful.
Love that. So before we go, you have mentioned a couple of times the books that you've written. Do you want to go ahead and share some of the books that you've written and where people can find them?
Absolutely. So I have started writing books. There are some that are currently being published. And so what I do is I write books, I develop tools, I create experiences for people that are leaders, for people to know that they can live with intention, that they can lead with purpose. And as such, I've created a series of self-reflection journals. It's called Ignite, Include, and Inspire. And these are 30-day self-reflection journals, super simple. The first one is called Ignite Your Soul. It's all about living with intention. The second one is about upgrade. It's about knowing how to stay relevant in your career so that you can upgrade your life and your career. And then the third one that was just published last week is called Leadership by Design. It's learning how to lead with 10 simple steps. And again, these are all 30-day self-reflection journals, super open, lots of room for reflection. But the whole point is to prioritize that self-reflection to get what you need in your life.
Awesome. And where can they find these books if they're interested?
Find it on Amazon. If you go on Amazon under CG Lewis, also they can DM me, or they can look at the link in my profile, my Instagram profile.
Awesome. So, one other question that we have. What if you don't know if you're a leader yet? Do you have something for that person? Do you have something for me is the question, but do you have something for that person who's not a leader yet?
Absolutely. Everything that I'm talking about is applicable to, first of all, it is applicable to men and women. So while I am targeting women, it's applicable to us all. And I would also challenge people that says, hey, I'm not a leader, because so many times we think leadership is you have a title, you're a manager, you are we have a good friend that is, lieutenant colonel in the Army, general in the Army, right? It's not just about the position. It's about the role that you the role that you have in your life. So sometimes in our own families, some of us have, parents that we're taking care of, grandparents we're taking care of, children, or we may work in the community. We have all different roles in our lives, and we don't give ourselves credit for the leadership that we do have.
Absolutely. And if I could just add from a leadership coach perspective, we often talk about, as you mentioned, the titled role. You are a manager, a senior manager, a director, a VP or above, but you can be a leader from your seat. You cannot have that title at all, but the way that you engage with people, the way that you share your value in the workplace, the way that you give back to people come behind you shares your leadership skills and the abilities that you have, so that if it is your desire, because it is not everybody's desire to be in upper management, that you can show your value to get there in the future, or even from where you are now, you can be a powerful leader leading from the middle. So it does not have anything necessarily to do with your title. And of course, all the things that Christina is doing in these intentional women retreats are for those people as well. We often find, yes, senior leadership, people in senior leadership do get burned out and do get tired, but so do the people who are in the middle. They tend to be the ones who are mostly executing upon the work that leadership sets the vision and strategy for. So the work that she is doing around creating intentions as well as coupling it with self-care will be a powerful addition for those individuals in their lives as well. So awesome.
Well, thank you,
All right.
Anita.
You are welcome. I'm so glad we had this opportunity to talk and to chat and to just share the great work that you're doing out there in the Bay Area. The Intentional Woman Retreat is the first one, is this Saturday. This is April the 20th. And so again, check the link in her bio for more information about that and get registered to attend.
Thank you.
Awesome. Y'all have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now I have to figure out how to shut it off.